Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're looking deep into a piece of hardware, the Shinybow SB-3701RCA.
Yeah, the 1x4 Composite Video Distribution Amplifier. It's quite the name.
It is, and we're sort of reverse engineering, based just on specs and product info, who actually needs this thing and why.
Right, because that name, it mentions digital, but the core job here is pure analog. It's about that classic yellow RCA cable, the composite video signal. And the problem it solves is pretty fundamental. How do you get that one video source playing on 4 different screens at the same time without losing quality?
Exactly. So it's not just what it does, but why build this, seemingly simple splitter with such high specs and compliance? Who's still relying on this old standard for something important?
Well, fundamentally, it's a 1-in, 4-out device. Simple concept.
One source, 4 identical copies.
Identical being the key word. This isn't like those cheap plastic splitters you might find online that just degrade the signal. This is about proper distribution.
But the examples they list, VCRs, old camcorders, game consoles, satellite receivers. It sounds like, well, stuff from my attic.
Yeah, it does sound nostalgic. But if it's a new hardware, engineered like this...
Then someone somewhere is using this professionally, right?
Exactly. Think institutional settings, maybe legacy security systems, some kinds of training setups, government facilities maybe. Places where ripping out VCRs or specific satellite feeds just isn't feasible or cost-effective.
But they still need to get that signal to multiple places, like monitoring stations.
Precisely. And they need it done reliably.
Okay, let's talk quality then, because distributing analog signals cleanly isn't trivial.
Yeah.
The specs mention a high video bandwidth, over 110 megahertz.
Yeah, depending on the game setting, it could be even higher, like 320 or 440 megahertz. But what really matters for the user is signal integrity.
Meaning the picture doesn't get fuzzy or washed out on the other end.
Exactly. And the numbers back that up. Look at the differential gain and phase errors. Both are just 0.01%.
Okay, what does that mean in plain English?
It means the colors stay true and the brightness levels remain consistent across all outputs, perfectly matching the source. It's incredibly precise for analog distribution.
So if you're reviewing, say, security footage, you're not missing details because the splitter messed up the image?
That's the idea. You need that accuracy.
It looks built to last, too. It's described as having a robust metal enclosure, wall-mountable.
Yeah, it's compact, about 4.4 by 2.75 by 1 inch, weighs less than a pound, but it's definitely not a consumer gadget. It feels like infrastructure.
Built for a rack or a control room, not a living room.
Right. Which brings us to the business side of things. It lists for, what, $198 to MSRP, but is currently around $134?
Yeah, $133.65. And they mention same-day shipping free in the U.S. That suggests people need these now.
Like a critical component failed and needs immediate replacement.
And then there's this detail highlighted quite a bit on the page. It's TAA compliant.
Ah, yes, TAA, the Trade Agreements Act.
So what's the significance there?
Well, basically, TAA compliance is often a requirement for products bought by the U.S. government or institutions using federal money.
So the fact they emphasize TAA suggests that's a primary market, government, institutions.
It strongly points that way, yes. It connects the dots between the high specs, the robust build, the legacy signal type, and, well, who would pay for that level of quality for composite video today?
And they back it up with a 3-year warranty, too. That's pretty solid for this kind of device.
Definitely signals it's meant for professional long-term use.
Okay, so summing up, the Shinybow SB-3701RCA is basically a high-fidelity workhorse for splitting old-school composite video, likely for very specific institutional or government needs where updating isn't an option.
It solves a niche but evidently critical problem.
And the sources mention related products too, right? Like a 1x9 version?
Yeah, the SB-3701RCA for 9 outputs, and other models using BNC connectors, which are also common in professional video setups.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener. If this kind of specialized TAA-compliant gear is actively being made and sold today...
So support things like VCRs.
What critical ongoing operation, maybe in government, maybe in infrastructure monitoring, still relies so heavily on composite video that they need robust hardware to split one signal perfectly into 4 or even 9 outputs? What is that essential task still running on analog?
Something to think about. That's all for this deep dive.